My name is Jane. I want to tell you my story. This is my story. It is a simple story. It is a calm story. I tell my story slowly. I tell my story clearly. This story is for listening practice. It is easy listening. It is slow listening. You do not need to think too much. You do not need to translate. You do not need to stop the audio. You can relax. You can sit down. You can lie down. You can just listen. I lived in a small town. The town was quiet. The town was calm. The streets were quiet. The streets were not busy. There were small houses. There were few cars. The days were simple. The days were slow. I worked in a small shop. The shop was not big. The shop was quiet. The shop sold books. The shop sold paper. I liked this shop. I felt safe there. I felt calm there. Every morning I woke up early. I opened my eyes slowly. I got out of bed. I made some tea. I liked hot tea. I held the cup. The cup was warm. I ate simple food. I ate the same food every day. Then I looked out the window. I looked at the street. I saw the same street. I saw the same houses. I saw the same sky. The sky was often gray. My life was simple. My life was quiet. My life was slow. Very slow. Every day felt the same. I walked to work every day. I walked slowly. I passed the same places. I passed the same houses. I saw the same people. I saw them every day. I said hello. They said hello back. I smiled. They smiled too. From the outside, my life looked good. From the outside, everything was fine. But inside, I felt empty. I felt empty inside my heart. I did not know why. I could not explain it. I did my work. I cleaned the counter. I opened the shop. I waited for customers. Some people came. Some people left. I helped them. I spoke softly. I spoke slowly. At night, I went home alone. When I arrived home at night, the house was quiet. There was no noise. There were no voices. I closed the door slowly. I took off my shoes. I went to the kitchen. I cooked dinner. It was simple food. I cooked the same food every night. I sat at the table alone. I ate slowly. I did not hurry. The room was silent. I could hear my breath. After dinner, I cleaned the dishes. I moved slowly. I turned on the radio. The sound was low. I liked the radio. I liked calm voices. I liked slow voices. The voices made me feel less alone. I sat on the chair. I listened. Sometimes I felt sad. Not strong sad. Just quiet sad. It was a soft sadness. It stayed inside me. I asked myself a question. I asked it many times. Is this my life? Is this my future? I did not know the answer. I did not cry. I did not feel angry. I only felt tired. Tired inside my heart. I went to bed early. I lay down slowly. I closed my eyes. The room was dark. The house was quiet. I slept. That night I had no dreams. The next morning came. I woke up early again. The light came through the window. The room was quiet. Everything was the same. I made my tea again. I held the warm cup. I felt calm. I walked to work. The air was cool. The street was empty. I opened the shop. I turned on the lights. The shop felt quiet. The shop felt safe. I cleaned the counter. I waited. Then someone came in. A man walked into the shop. His name was Sam. I did not know him before. I had never seen him. He was new in town. Sam looked calm. He moved slowly. He spoke softly. He asked for a book. I listened. I nodded. I showed him the shelf. I took the book. I gave it to him. He smiled. I smiled back. He said thank you. I said you are welcome. Sam left the shop. When he left, the shop was quiet again. But something felt different. That day felt lighter. My heart felt lighter. I did not understand why. The next day, Sam came again. And the next day too. Each time he bought a book. Each time we talked a little. We talked slowly. We talked calmly. We talked about books. We talked about the weather. We talked about the town. Our words were simple. Our voices were calm. I started to notice the door. I noticed when it opened. I started to wait for him. When Sam came in, I smiled. He smiled too. One evening the shop was very quiet. There were no other people. Sam stayed longer. Something new was beginning. The days passed slowly, one day after another. Every morning, I woke up early. I made my tea. I ate simple food. I walked to work. The street was quiet. The air was cool. I opened the shop. I cleaned the counter. I waited. Sam came often, not every day, but many days. When he came, my day felt different. My day felt lighter. I noticed small things. I noticed his smile. I noticed his calm voice. He spoke slowly. He chose simple words. I felt comfortable with him. Each time he came, we talked a little more. Still simple words, still calm voices. One day, Sam asked about my life. He asked where I grew up. I told him my story. I grew up in this town. I lived here all my life. I went to school here. I worked here. This town was my home. Sam listened carefully. He did not interrupt. He looked interested. Then Sam told me about his life. He lived in another town before. That town was busy. That town was loud. There were many people. There were many cars. He said he felt tired there. He felt tired inside. He wanted a quiet life. He wanted a calm place. I understood him. I felt the same in my heart. After work that day, I thought about his words. I thought about his old life. I thought about my own life. My life was quiet. My life was safe. But my heart wanted more. My heart wanted something different. That evening, Sam asked me a simple question. His voice was calm. Do you want to walk with me after work? I felt nervous. My heart beat faster, but I felt happy too. I took a small breath. I smiled. I said yes. After the shop closed, we walked together. The street was calm. The sky was soft and gray. We walked slowly. We did not rush. Our steps were quiet. We talked about small things, about food, about books, about quiet places. I felt safe. I felt calm. I felt close to him. When we stopped, Sam smiled. He said thank you for the walk. I smiled back. I said thank you too. That night I went home slowly. I slept well. My mind was quiet. My heart felt warm. I knew something was changing. Slowly, gently. The next days felt different. Not very different, but different inside me. I woke up in the morning. I opened my eyes. I felt more energy. I felt lighter. I still made my tea. I still ate the same food. I still walked to work, but my steps felt lighter. At the shop, I noticed time. The hours passed faster. I cleaned the counter. I organized the shelves. I waited. Sam came again. He smiled when he saw me. I smiled back. We talked. We laughed softly. Our laughter was quiet. It was gentle. One day, Sam did not come. I noticed it. I looked at the door. I waited. I kept waiting. But he did not come that day. I felt strange. I felt a small sadness. It was not strong, but I felt it. That night I thought about him. The next day Sam came back. He looked calm. He said he was busy. He said sorry. I smiled. I said it was okay. Inside I felt relief. After work, we walked again. The air was cool. The street was quiet. We walked slowly. Sam asked me another question. Do you feel happy here? I stopped walking. I thought. I looked at the street. I looked at the sky. I answered slowly. I feel calm, but I feel afraid too. Sam asked why. I told him the truth. I am afraid of change. I am afraid to leave my life. Sam listened carefully. He nodded. He said change can be scary, but change can be good. His words stayed in my mind. They stayed in my heart. That night, I thought a lot. I lay in bed. I thought about my life. I thought about my days. I thought about my dreams. I asked myself a simple question. Do I want to stay the same? I did not answer, but inside, I felt ready to choose. The next morning, I woke up early. The room was quiet. The light was soft. I sat on my bed. I did not move at first. I listened to the silence. I thought about Sam. I thought about his words. Change can be scary. Change can be good. These words stayed with me. I got out of bed slowly. I went to the kitchen. I made my tea. I watched the water. I waited. I drank my tea slowly. The cup was warm. I looked out the window. The street looked the same. The houses looked the same. Everything was the same. But inside, I felt different. I walked to work. The air was cool. My steps were slow. My mind was busy. At the shop, the day was quiet. Few people came in. I cleaned the shelves. I organized the books. I took my time. I waited. Later that day, Sam came in. He looked calm. He smiled. When I saw him, I felt happy. We talked about small things, about the day, about the weather. Our voices were soft. Then Sam asked me a question. Do you ever think about leaving this town? I stopped. I did not answer right away. My heart beat faster. I took a small breath. I answered slowly. Yes, sometimes I do. Sam nodded. He said he felt the same before. He said leaving was hard. He said it was scary, but he also said it helped him grow. I listened carefully. I felt afraid, but I also felt curious. After work, we walked together again. The street was quiet. The sky was clear. The air felt fresh. As we walked, I felt calm. I told Sam something important. I told him I wanted more from life. I spoke slowly. I spoke honestly. He listened. He did not interrupt. He said I deserved more. His words felt kind. They felt honest. That night, I went home quietly. I felt awake inside. My mind was full. I knew a choice was coming. The next days were slow, very slow, but my thoughts were fast. They moved inside my mind. Every morning, I woke up early. I made my tea. I ate my food. I walked to work. I opened the shop. I did my work. I helped people. I smiled. I spoke softly. From the outside, everything looked the same, but inside, I was thinking all the time. I thought about Sam. I thought about his words. One evening, Sam came late. The shop was almost closed. The lights were still on, but the street outside was quiet. Sam looked serious. He did not smile at first. I felt something change. He walked slowly to the counter. He looked at me. He told me something important. He said he would leave the town soon. My heart felt heavy. My body felt still. I asked why. My voice was low. Sam said he found a new job. The job was in another city. I listened in silence. I felt sad. I felt afraid. I did not know what to say. Sam spoke again. He said he did not want to leave without talking to me. He looked at me carefully. Then he asked me a question. Would you like to come with me? The shop was very quiet. I could hear my breath. I was quiet. I could not answer fast. My life was here. My job was here. My home was here. Everything I knew was here. But my heart felt pulled. It pulled me forward. I told Sam I needed time. I said I needed to think. Sam nodded. He understood. He said, "Take your time." That night, I went home slowly. I did not sleep well. I turned in bed. I looked at the ceiling. I closed my eyes. I opened them again. I thought and thought, stay or go. The next morning, I walked slowly through the town. The town felt smaller. I looked at the shops. I looked at the streets. Everything felt familiar, but also distant. I knew the moment was close. The next day, I woke up early. The room was quiet. The light was soft. I stayed in bed for a moment. I listened to my breath. I felt afraid, but I also felt strong. I got up slowly. I went to the kitchen. I made my tea. I held the cup with both hands. The cup was warm. It made me feel calm. I sat at the table. I thought about my life. I thought about my work. I thought about my days. I thought about Sam. I felt fear, but I also felt hope. I knew I could not stay between two choices. I had to choose. That day I went to work. The walk felt different. The street looked the same, but my heart did not feel the same. At the shop, everything was quiet. The shelves were full. I touched the books. I touched the counter. I remembered my days there, all the slow days. Sam came in later. He looked at me. I could see hope in his eyes. He did not speak at first. I took a deep breath. My heart beat fast, but my voice was calm. I told him my answer. I said yes. I said I wanted to go with him. Sam smiled. His smile was warm. He looked relieved. He looked happy. He said thank you. We did not say much more. We did not need many words. That evening I went home. I opened my door. The house was quiet. I took my bag. I put it on the bed. I packed simple clothes. I packed my favorite book. I packed slowly. I felt nervous, but I felt ready. I looked around my room. I remembered many days. I said goodbye in my heart. The night was calm. The next morning I woke up early. The sky was light. The air was calm. The house was very quiet. There were no sounds. I sat on the bed for a moment. I breathed slowly. I felt sad, but I felt calm too. I stood up. I closed my bag. I looked around my room. The room was simple. The room was quiet. My life there was quiet. I touched the table. I touched the chair. I remembered many mornings, many slow days. I did not cry, but my heart felt full. I walked outside. The street was empty. The air felt fresh. I saw Sam waiting. He smiled when he saw me. His smile made me feel safe. We walked together. We walked slowly. We did not hurry. We talked a little, but not much. We did not need many words. We reached the bus stop. The place was quiet. The bus came slowly. I took one last look at my town. I looked at the houses. I looked at the street. I felt thankful. I stepped onto the bus. Sam stepped on with me. We sat down together. The bus started to move. The town moved away. Slowly, my old life stayed behind. My new life started. I felt afraid, but I felt hopeful. I knew I made a choice. It was my choice. I looked at Sam. He looked calm. I felt safe. I felt ready. This is my story. Thank you for listening. If you liked this story, you can listen again. You can listen to more stories here. You can subscribe to this channel. You can write a comment. You can say what you felt. Now relax. Take a deep breath, and see you in the next story.